make me over.
Participant number 2 from St. Paul, Minnesota, Ray! Participant number 3 from the Inferno, Michigan!
Number of law.
Participant number 4 from Forest Park, Illinois, Daisy Hill!
I'm gonna take all these girls. I'm gonna smoke them like I smoke everything. I'm gonna smoke them right to the dome.
Participant number 5 from San Francisco, California, cheerleader Melissa!
And we're back from intermission and ready for the first ever 6-woman mayhem in Ring of Honor history. It's Allison Danger against Mischief versus cheerleader Melissa versus Daisy Hayes versus Rain versus Lacey. And right off the bat, these women jockeying for pinfalls. No tags are necessary. It's supposed to be only 2 women in the ring at a time. As soon as one wrestler leaves the ring, another may enter. Just like 6-man mayhem, except 6 women athletes from the Shimmer organization.
Finally, it looks like we're going to settle down into some semblance of an actual wrestling match. And Daisy Hayes right away taking over from behind on Mischief.
Grabbing hold of the side headlock, referee Andy Long in charge of the action. Bringing away on the arm. Holding onto the wrist lock is Daisy Hayes. Mischief is a very agile competitor, as we see right there. Great flexibility shown by her as Daisy rolls forward and nips right back up and turns the wrist lock into a hammerlock. Going for the head scissors, and she takes Mischief down.
What the first fall is going to win this matchup, and Lacey makes her way into the match as well.
Look at the clothesline by Daisy Hayes off the ropes. Going for the hip toss, landing on her feet is Daisy Hayes. And just boots Lacey right in the face.
Drives the foot right to the chin. Go behind by Lacey.
Backbreaker over the knee by Lacey. As Daisy Hayes rolls out, Allison Danger makes her way into the ring, and Lacey didn't quite see her coming. Overhand chop at Jimmy Bauer.
Dave, I'm here just to say it's great to have this partnership going with Shimmer and ROH. Hold on.
Oh, the curb kick from Allison Danger right to the back of the head of Lacey.
Well, I'm going to let you get back to the action. I just want to say Shimmer DVDs now at ROHWrestling.com, and it's great to have this partnership and this kind of action and all this great talent making its debut here.
Speaking of debuts, cheerleader Melissa steps into the Ring of Honor squared circle for the very first time here tonight and takes Daisy Hayes down with the lariat. In comes Mischief. These 2 women have been in the midst of a heated rivalry in Shimmer competition for the past several months.
Melissa wanted her right away as soon as she made her way into the matchup. Rolls her up.
But again,
nice bridge.
Great bridge from Mischief. Showing the flexibility right there.
We saw the athleticism early on when she pulled that cartwheel out of that earlier maneuver. Now with the bridge, able to break up the pin attempt.
Going for the body scissors on Melissa. Takes her down. Mischief now bridging back and grabbing hold of the chin lock. But Rain with the drop kick to break it up. Allison Danger back in. Courting hold on Rain. Takes her down into a cover. Lacey breaks it up.
Lacey staying right on top of Allison Danger here. Full Nelson on Allison Danger. Sits down. Right into a version of the camel clutch.
Some teamwork right here from Lacey and Rain. Together they comprise the Minnesota Home Wrecking Crew, as now it's Rain going to work on the legs of Allison Danger.
Eyes up the legs. She might be trying to lock in the Muda lock here.
Putting pressure on the hold, but Mischief into the ring herself. Into a submission predicament on Rain. Here comes cheerleader Melissa. Grabs a modified camel clutch on Allison Danger. Daisy Hayes now grabs hold of the head of Melissa and wraps the legs around the head of Mischief. Big submission predicament right here, and Lacey doesn't quite know what to make of it. Open hand strike on Daisy Hayes.
Lacey surveying the situation, decides to back chop Daisy Hayes and then fires her out to the floor. Lacey going right out after her.
Melissa going right to work on Mischief once again. Sends Mischief into the buckle. Melissa comes charging, sidestep, drop toe hold, face full of turnbuckle for cheerleader Melissa. As now Mischief up to the second, double stomp across the back. And again.
Lacey and Allison Danger going at it on the floor.
Mischief dishing out the punishment on cheerleader Melissa as she's out to the apron now and rolls all the way to the floor. Lacey just pounding away on Danger along with Rain as Mischief climbs up top.
5 women on the floor, Mischief up top. Big splash off the top.
Mischief putting her body on the line, it pays off. Gets great height on the dive. Leaving Daisy Hayes inside the ring. Mischief back to her feet on the floor as everyone else still down, nursing injuries.
Daisy Hayes going to the top.
All the way to the top turnbuckle goes the Hayes.
Be looking a flyer.
Embassy forever. Moonsault to the floor. Daisy Hayes takes a risk herself. Doing Prince Nana proud.
She's hot to death.
Pitches Allison Danger back inside. Daisy looking to follow up. Mind trip driving the head of Allison Danger right into the canvas.
Lacey, though, in the corner, ready to pounce. Spin kick. Takes the Hayes down.
Cheerleader Melissa, belly to back suplex on Lacey. Right back up into a lariat from Rain. Turns around, Mischief, sit up, choke slam.
No cover, though.
Tosses her aside, Allison Danger back up, shimmering Warlock, right upside the head. All 6 women are down as referee Andy Long surveys the wreckage.
The crowd here in Chicago very appreciative of the efforts of these 6 tremendous women athletes.
Allison Danger, the first one up, takes her attention to Mischief. Fires away at the midsection of Allison Danger. On the back, Code Green. Only 2, Lacey breaks it up.
Lacey, though, stays right on Mischief.
Implant DDT.
Cover by Lacey, hooks the leg. Broken up by the Hayes.
Daisy now with Lacey. Heart punch, connects, off the ropes, Yakuza kick to the side of the head of Lacey, cover. Oh, but Reigns right there to save her tag team partner. Oh, she's trying to get Daisy up for the acid rain. Melissa with the open hand strike to the midsection, breaks it up. Going for the air raid crash. And gets it. Cover. But Melissa with gets stomped in the head by Mischief. And an open hand strike from Mischief. Standing moonsault. Right to a cover. But Melissa able to kick out. All these women putting it all on the line to earn a victory here in the first 6-woman mayhem in ROH.
Double leg by Melissa.
Oh, she's trying to cinch in that inverted clover leaf. Trademark maneuver of cheerleader Melissa right here.
She's got it locked in right in the center of the ring.
Just trying to bend Mischief in half. Daisy with the kick, but relentless. Melissa holds onto it. Oh, just forcing Mischief to kick herself in her own head. Finally, a second kick from the Hayes breaks it up. Can Melissa capitalize, though? All 6 women worn down from this hard-hitting action. Melissa back to her feet.
Makes her way over towards the Hayes, stopping away. Mischief struggling to get to her feet. Danger there on the floor in a heap.
Again, like we've seen several times in this match, cheerleader Melissa and Mischief focused on one another. Drop kick from Melissa sends Mischief into the corner. A second drop kick combination from cheerleader Melissa.
Looking for a third. Hayes has the referee tied up.
Great mist right into the eyes of cheerleader Melissa. A great mist from Mischief.
Daisy Hayes has the referee distracted on the other side of the ring. He didn't see a thing.
Going for the raindrop. Countered. The desecrator from Mischief. Cover. And that's 3. Mischief with the desecrator scores the victory in her ROH debut. The winner of 6-woman mayhem. The notorious 187 Homicide set to take on Mitch Franklin out of the ROH Wrestling School in our next match. Of course, this was supposed to be a fight without honor between Homicide and Colt Cabana, but Cabana on the sidelines, nursing that concussion suffered last night at the hands of Homicide in Detroit. It's just too bad that we can't see Cabana compete. Colt Cabana not letting this thing end in Detroit. Concussion or not, he's fighting Homicide here in Chicago.
And he's firing away on 187, notorious Homicide in the corner. But.
And the big boot takes him down. Colt Cabana is determined.
You see that look on his face, thumb to the eye from Homicide, stops him in his tracks. Off the ropes goes Homicide. Big right hand from Cabana. There you see again the look on the face of Colt Cabana. That's the determined Colt Cabana that we've seen lately here in ROH. And he follows Homicide out to the floor with another right hand.
The focused Colt Cabana. No fun and games Colt Cabana. The serious Colt Cabana. The one who wants to end this thing with Homicide and make him pay.
The one who's in a fight for his life, not just his career. And Homicide again hits the steel.
It's all Colt Cabana right here as he's got steel chair in hand. Into the ring it goes. Cabana needs peace. He needs to end this thing with Homicide, who's begging for mercy. You gotta wonder just how smart it is, though, for Colt Cabana to be even out here fighting anybody with a concussion.
Obviously out here against doctor's orders, you can see the pained look on the face of Colt Cabana. Homicide, though, back to his feet.
Shows just how much Colt Cabana wants this. Back drops Homicide through the table. Homicide rolls back inside the ring. Colt Cabana climbing up top. Missile drop kick.
And listen to the fans in Chicago.
Well, smart or not, Colt Cabana is really taking it to Homicide.
Handful of Homicide off the ropes. Homicide puts on the brakes. Cabana, though, boot to the midsection. Shoulder breaker.
Slowly picking Homicide back up off the canvas, looking for the Colt 45 as he butterflies the arms.
Smokes up on the apron, though. Homicide trying to recover
the hard way. Colt Cabana with Julius Smokes is taking his attention away from Homicide, though, and he's got the chair. Oh, chair upside the head. He's got a concussion.
Oh, now he just launches that chair right into the face of Colt Cabana.
Julius got it.
Cabana shouldn't even be out here, much less getting struck in the head with anything. Cabana's barely crawling right now. Another blow to the head.
One chair across the top of the head, the other one right to the face, and again he's driven face first into that chair.
Cabana shouldn't even be out here.
Homicide going out to the floor while Smokes is firing away on Colt Cabana. That chair still wrapped around his head in the corner.
Cabana refusing to let this issue die in Detroit, refusing to let Homicide and the Rottweilers prevail.
Wait, so what's he getting thrown underneath the ring?
A ladder.
Oh, we saw this last night. This is how he gave him the concussion in the first place. Oh, Cabana's busted open.
Julius Smokes just busting that laceration open even further as the ladder slid underneath the bottom of it inside the ring. Come on.
Homicide with that ladder overhead, crashing down across the back of a bloodied Colt Cabana.
Cabana trying to crawl his way toward Homicide. His face a bloody mess. Still have that ladder in the ring. DDT on the ladder.
Colt Cabana's head bouncing off the steel ladder.
He's out. Cabana is out.
The crowd trying to get behind him, but I don't know what the heck Colt Cabana can do at this point. He's got a concussion. He's got hit in the head with a chair 3 times, and now he bounced off the ladder.
The ladder.
Walter Payton should be rolling in his grave right now.
Homicide. Oh, with the chair again.
That's how he gave him a concussion in the first place last night. Colt Cabana's unconscious right here. Oh my God!
Oh, he's helpless. Stop this! Stop this now!
Repeatedly, Homicide hitting that ladder with the chair.
Homicide has finished the job. We need help for Cabana.
Chicago! Welcome to Ring of Honor. Now, we've heard plenty of talk, and I want to make this short and sweet. I came here for 2 reasons, and I hate to borrow someone else's line. I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. I am now officially out of bubblegum. Christopher Daniels in this ring, and let's rock and roll.
Lacey and Jimmy Jacobs together, they're the match of the year. Aww. Don't quite know if anyone else agrees, that includes Lacey. Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels battling once again here in Ring of Honor, and they have to deal with Jimmy Jacobs as well. Three-way dance.
Samoa Joe looks at Jimmy Jacobs and says, "Go away, kid, you bother me."
Flies all the way across the ring as Christopher Daniels goes to work on Samoa Joe. Last night finally scoring that first pinfall victory in singles competition against Samoa Joe here in Ring of Honor.
This feud's been raging between these two guys since 2002. Double stomp to the feet by Jacobs. They're going to pay attention now. Double drop kick. Joe staggers to the corner. Daniels goes down. Another drop kick, and now Joe goes down.
Jacobs is going to make them pay attention to him. He is a part of this match. They can't just forget about him and focus on one another, because Jimmy Jacobs, like it or not, is skyrocketing here in Ring of Honor thanks to that video.
Don't talk about it.
Man, Jimmy Jacobs is creep-tacular as of late. Very disturbing.
Elbow to the point of the chest of the fallen angel. You said his first pinfall victory last night over Samoa Joe. Could this night be the night for the first time that Christopher Daniels actually shakes hands in a match? Leg lariat.
If you have not seen the infamous Ballad of Lacey video, it is included as a bonus on this DVD, along with Jarrell Clark versus Eric Stevens from down in Full Impact Pro.
Christopher Daniels starting to assert himself here. Series of clotheslines on both opponents. Joe staggers against the ropes. Jacobs now gets a boot to the midsection. Runs into the shoulder of Samoa Joe, and down goes Jacobs. Snapmare by Daniels on Joe. Called for the last rites. Instead, an inverted DDT on Joe while planting Jimmy Jacobs across the chest at the same time.
See the ease with which he lifted Jimmy Jacobs and used him as a weapon?
Jacobs not the largest man in the world. Arabian press, cover! Almost two in a row for Christopher Daniels over Samoa Joe.
First tomorrow night, Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe will be in a four-corner survival matchup along with AJ Styles and Jimmy Yang, doing battle throughout this triple shot weekend. ST Joe! Here comes Jimmy Jacobs, boot to the midsection and firing away on Samoa Joe in the corner, chopping away at the chest.
Series of forearms. Tries to send Joe out of the corner, puts on the brakes, reversal by Joe. Springboard crossbody and nobody home.
Christopher Daniels up on the apron and Joe just kicks him back to the floor and kicks away at Jacobs as well.
Handful of hair by Joe. Puts Jacobs back up to his feet. Him against the rope, sends him off. Joe with a head of steam. Jacobs ducks the clothesline, but gets caught by that leaping kick right across the top of the chest. And Jacobs is going to run for cover out on the floor.
Oh, Samoa Joe can take to the air. We saw it right there. A great height. Christopher Daniels and Jimmy Jacobs fighting out on the floor. And some more frequent flyer miles for Samoa Joe.
Wiping out both Jacobs and Daniels on the floor.
Joe back to his feet. A lot of big supporters of Samoa Joe here in Chicago. This was the site of Joe versus Punk 2, a classic that these fans will remember for years.
Daniels sent face first to the guardrail as well.
Connects with the leg kick right to the side of the face of Christopher Daniels. Takes his attention to Jimmy Jacobs, pushes him back inside the ring. Jacobs out on his feet.
Staggering. He got most of the brunt of that dive from Joe. Now he's getting peppered with right hands in the corner. Joe's going to bring him out the hard way. Jacobs hits the corner. Joe follows him in. Went for that running knee. Jacobs able to get out of the way just in the nick of time.
Did he just say top 8?
No.
8 punches in the corner.
It's supposed to be 10.
When you MySpace me and never replace me, or give me a Death Valley driver. Oh, but a big boot from Samoa Joe. And the senton to follow up. Cover.
Daniels able to kick out at 2. Lacey now up on the apron, berating the official.
And Samoa Joe can hear Lacey in the center of the ring, and I think he's going to do something about it.
Handful of hair. Jimmy Jacobs will have none of that. Keep your hands off my woman, man.
Is she really his woman? I mean, his own mind.
He just said it. That's my woman. Oh!
Woman to the floor. Roll up in the ring. Only 2.
Jacobs checking on Lacey, leaving Daniels and Joe in the ring. Step up Enziguri. Joe staggers.
Going for the belly-to-back suplex. Too much to get him up.
Series of cross faces from Joe off the ropes.
Blue Thunder.
Joe kicks out at 2 as Lacey on the outside still. Jimmy apologizing for sending her crashing to the floor.
Jimmy Jacobs needs to get back in the ring. Power slam from Joe. He needs to get back into the matchup if he wants to win here.
Well, not the first time that Jimmy's been distracted in the middle of the match by his infatuation, his freakish infatuation with Lacey.
This is back to the ring. The match can come to a conclusion as Samoa Joe. Oh, but Christopher Daniels reaches the ropes to force a break of the hold.
Joe had the cross arm breaker locked in. Lacey ordering him back in the ring. Forearm shot from Joe. Off the ropes he goes. Caught by Daniels and planted. Daniels now looking for maybe the best moonsault ever.
But Samoa Joe moves out of the way. Daniels lands on his feet. Big spear from Jacobs.
Joe down in the corner.
Maybe Jimmy Jacobs was just picking his spot and waiting for the right moment to get back inside the ring. Double stomp on Samoa Joe. Jacobs trying to get in proper position. Back senton off the top. Going to work on Daniels now.
Series of palm strikes. STO takes him down. Cover.
Daniels' very own maneuver.
Go, Daniel.
Pointing to Lacey once again. Going for the implant DDT, Lacey's finisher. Oh, this kid's nuts. Daniels gets the shoulder up.
2.5, just in the nick of time. Daniels gets the shoulder up. Samoa Joe still down in the corner. Jacobs back to his feet. Right hand to the jaw of Christopher Daniels and a left. Jacobs off the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Daniels. Jacobs up though. Boot to the midsection by Daniels. Go for the Angel's wings.
Countered into a head scissors.
Tremendous counter by Jacobs. Looking for the contra code.
Up, down, down, left, right, no. Lands on his feet. Right into Samoa Joe's clutch.
The rear naked choke, but he breaks it. Super kick on Daniels.
Up to the foot. Boot to the midsection. Contra code. Can he get it? No. Samoa Joe looking to choke him out.
The rear naked choke locked in by Joe, and that's going to be it.
Jimmy Jacobs taps, and Samoa Joe scores the victory.
Can't wait for the next ROH DVD? You can now watch Ring of Honor for free on your computer at ROHvideos.com. See exclusive matches, interviews, video features, and more. You'll even witness highlights from the latest shows that aren't even released yet. Make sure to check ROHvideos.com every week for the latest exclusive material. Keep up to date with ROH for free at ROHvideos.com. You aren't getting the whole story unless you're going to ROHvideos.com. ROHwrestling.com, 215-781-2500, much more than ROH merchandise. Check out DVDs and other merch from WWE, TNA, FIP, Shimmer, BCW, IWC, and other top indie groups. ROHwrestling.com also has DVDs and more from Japan, Europe, and all over the world. Check out shirts, figures, books, autograph items, shoot interviews, and much, much more. You get the most bang for your buck at ROHwrestling.com. Make sure to check every week for big, big sales. That's ROHwrestling.com, 215-781-2500 for all your wrestling merchandise needs.
For a few seconds, this place was Armageddon. There was a firefight!
Yeah, baby! You got
and American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
It is time for your main event of the evening. The ROH World title on the line. And looking at the clock, it is 10 of midnight here in Chicago Ridge. And these fans, after seeing almost 4 hours of professional wrestling thus far, are ready to watch that belt being held by senior official Todd Sinclair on the line between these two rivals, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, to defend once again against Roderick Strong.
Once again, indeed, this is Roderick Strong's third attempt to win the ROH World title. As you see, rivals indeed is shoved from Bryan Danielson after the Code of Honor is followed. This is Roderick's third attempt to win the world title from Bryan Danielson. Each time out, he's gotten just a little bit closer. Is the third time the charm? Is tonight Roderick Strong's night?
These fans are ready to see two experts at the athletic side of professional wrestling put it all on the line. As right now, Greco-Roman knuckle lock. One hand kicked away by Dragon, one hand kicked away by Strong. Arm drag from Roderick. Supporters of both Danielson and Roderick Strong in attendance tonight here in Chicago Ridge as they trade hammerlocks. Drop toe hold from the champion into the side headlock. He goes. October 29th at This Means War was their first title matchup. Danielson defeats Strong with one of the most talked about match conclusions of the year in 37 minutes. Knocked out. As soon as he came to, he grabbed an arm lock on Roderick Strong, forced him to tap immediately in their first matchup as Roderick down to the canvas hard with that shoulder tackle. Dragon grounds him. And a nip up, both men back to their feet.
Dragon making Strong tap in that match to the Umaplata shoulder lock out of nowhere, as you said.
1 week later, November 5th at Vendetta here in Chicago, Strong took on Danielson. 47 minutes into the matchup, Danielson elbows his way to victory. Roderick was going for the half Nelson backbreaker, countered into a crucifix, couldn't get the pinfall, had him in perfect position to just elbow Roderick in the side of the head until the referee had to stop the match. Roderick did not give up. He's now jockeying for position right there as Roderick kicks him off. January 14th at Hell Freezes Over. Danielson and Strong brawl all over the building in a three-way that included an injured homicide. Danielson ended up winning the FIP heavyweight title in that matchup, a belt he still holds today. Finally on January 28th, Tag Wars 2006, Roderick Strong makes Bryan Danielson tap in a classic tag team title matchup to become the #1 contender, and that leads us to this match right here tonight.
Sends the champ off the ropes, up and over. Leapfrog by Strong. Boot to the midsection by Danielson. Side headlock takeover again. Head scissor by Strong and a nip up by the champ. Little bit of showboating by Danielson, and he walked right into a chop. And the chest of the champ is already blistered after just one chop. In the first two matchups between these two, Roderick Strong bloodied the champ of Bryan Danielson, and he may have done so already.
The handprint on the chest of Danielson. One chop from Roderick Strong sent him to the canvas, and he was scrambling to get out of the ring as quickly as possible, feeling the effects. I mean, we've seen Bryan Danielson's chest bruised just like that on many occasions at the hands of Roderick Strong. Just as you think there has been enough time for it to heal, it does more damage to that section of the champion's body. And no doubt he's going to look to do just that again here in Chicago tonight.
Fans giving it to Danielson on the outside. The champ, though, doing the wise thing here. He has things going in his favor as the champion. He does not have to beat Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong has to beat Bryan Danielson, and Bryan Danielson will do everything he can to get inside the head of Roderick Strong and dictate the pace of the matchup. So when Roderick gets a little bit of momentum, don't be surprised to see Danielson go out to the floor, bide a little time, and try and slow the challenger down.
Dictating the pace of the matchup is something that Bryan Danielson does very well. He knows how to play mind games with not only his opponent, but the wrestling fans themselves. Collar and elbow tie-up as the champion backed into the corner by Roderick. Todd Sinclair asking for a clean break. And a shove from Danielson. Roderick back to his feet, gets Danielson with the arm drag. And again, holding onto that arm and barring it.
So far, Roderick doing a good job of keeping his cool. Again, Danielson trying to get in his head. A little bit of a shove there on the break. Roderick popped right back up to his feet and able to land 2 solid arm drag takedowns and take the champion off his feet.
Forcing the arm of the champion down on the canvas. Forces the other shoulder down as well, gets a near fall. Holding onto the knuckle lock. Putting pressure on the midsection of Danielson here. And bridging up. Roderick trying to break the bridge.
And you see the strength of the champ carrying all the weight, all 215 pounds. You see the look of shock on the face of Roderick Strong as the champ carried all of his weight. Monkey flip out of the corner. Roderick, though, lands on his feet.
The strength it takes for someone to bridge up from that position is unfathomable. Bryan Danielson, such a great athlete. Calls himself the best in the world, and many fans and wrestlers alike agree.
He has the belt around his waist to prove it.
Takes away one hand, holding on to the wrist of Roderick Strong. Takes him down by that wrist. Jimmy Bauer entering the booth.
Well, has this been a Supercard or what?
Certainly a Supercard, Jimmy Bauer.
And that was the whole idea tonight. Every style of wrestling going on, a huge Supercard. I hear there's another big Supercard in town on Sunday.
I haven't heard much about that.
All right, but anyways, I have huge news. I'm not here to just babble on. I have a big scoop. As feel free to break in and call the action at any time here. As you have seen on recent releases, Lance Storm has been talking about coming out of retirement to face Bryan Danielson. Well, it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Lance Storm will face the winner of this match tomorrow night.
Big scoop from Jimmy Bauer. Thanks. Lance Storm going after the world title. Either Danielson or Roderick tomorrow night here in Chicago Ridge.
What a matchup that's going to be if either one of these two athletes walk away with the ROH World title tonight in this matchup. Todd Sinclair again looking for the break. Roderick has the champ in the corner. Will we get a clean break? No, this time it's Roderick. Monkey flipping the champion out of the corner. And firing away with another chop to the chest. And there you see again, Bryan Danielson immediately rolling to the floor, trying to break the momentum.
Again, one chop. As soon as that chop landed, Danielson rolled to the floor. Very smart. Doesn't want to stay in that ring and allow Roderick to dish out 3, 4, 10, 12. Only 2 chops have done this much damage. Look at that. To the chest of Danielson. There's a few words for the fans of Chicago. Taking his time.
I'll walk all the way to the back, jerk.
He doesn't have to do anything that the fans or anyone tells him.
He said all along he doesn't like anyone telling him how to wrestle. Not the company, not the fans, no one. And he's walking out of the building.
Hey, Bryan, you world champion. Come in here and defend that belt you're so proud of, you motherfucker.
Whoa, strong words from Roderick Strong. And Danielson slowly making his way back to the ring with a smile on his face.
I don't think for a minute that Bryan Danielson had any intention on just walking out on a world title matchup. I think he's, again, trying to get inside the head of Roderick, but fortunately for Roderick, not buying into it, just calling the champ back to the ring.
Collar and elbow tie up. Strong backed into the corner. A shove and a slap. Huh. Just slaps Roderick down and standing on the challenger.
Obviously, the champ reads the rule book. He has until 5. Right back on challenger, though, is Bryan Danielson. Reversal by Strong. Champion hits the buckle. Back body drop. Had the champ up in the lights. Drop toe hold by Strong.
Danielson down on the canvas. Grabs hold of the nose. not illegal. But Roderick has until 5 as well.
Breaks the hold.
Oh, what's he? Looks like he's going for Danielson's own surfboard.
Trying to get the arms back.
Has got one.
Chopping away at the back, trying to get Danielson to free that arm. There it is.
Danielson breaks free and back to his feet very quickly.
A little bit of gamesmanship on the part of the challenger there.
Don't try to use his own tricks against him.
And Danielson not too enthused about the prospect of being caught in his own move. Quickly back to his feet. These two men circle each other one more time in the center of the ring.
Something like that is just going to make him all the more determined in this match. So Roderick back into the corner.
Back it off, come on.
Shot from Danielson and a slap. Just pounding away on Roderick Strong. Down he goes. Now going after the legs of Roderick. Pulls him right in the middle of the ring. Very wise ring positioning right there from the champion.
Looking for the surfboard of his own here. Grinding the fist into the side of the back. Trying to loosen those arms up. Get him in position to be grabbed at the wrist.
See, just Dragon can get the maneuver now.
Needs to rock back. Strong though, using the leg strength. Kicking away at the knees of the champion.
Doing the very same thing that Danielson did to him. Freeing himself from the hold.
Fuck him up, Roderick.
Trying to get in the mind of Bryan Danielson a little bit.
Again, going for the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Instead, they go to the collar and elbow tie-up. Strong tries to take the arm, stomps on the foot, and does, in fact, take the wrist of Bryan Danielson. Arm drag and twist by the challenger. Danielson rolls through. Arm drags, but hangs on, does Roderick Strong.
Stretching that arm out, putting pressure on the shoulder as well.
No.
Kicking away at the rib cage. Still controlling the wrist. Hammer locks that arm.
Trying to force the shoulders of the champion down to the canvas. Bridging forward for maximum pressure on the hold.
Come on, Brian. No.
Danielson not giving it up. Changes it up, trying to force the shoulders down.
Two.
Only gets 2. Still with the arm in hammerlock position. Grabs hold of the head, keeping one arm trapped. Both men back to their feet. Danielson forces Strong into the corner.
Sinclair again in, looking for the clean break. Don't think we're gonna get it. Danielson fires away with a chop, and Strong right back. A chop of his own sends the champion to the canvas, and right back to the arm drag and twist. Champion rolls through, bridges out, spins around back to his feet, connects with a drop kick right on the point of the jaw.
Nicely done by Danielson. Roderick trying to shake off the effects. Danielson back to his feet. Both been very cautious at this point.
Roderick taking issue with the fan before locking back up with Bryan Danielson. Waistlock by the champ, takes the challenger off his feet.
You can say that Chicago is Roderick Strong's town. This is the same building where he pinned Matt Hardy at Punk the Final Chapter. That win sent Strong on an incredible streak of matches that included winning Survival of the Fittest in a 6-man elimination match that went 50 minutes and defeating his mentor James Gibson in a Match of the Year candidate at Unforgettable. Of course, that all led to Strong winning the tag team titles at Final Battle 2005 with his partner Austin Aries.
Still hanging on to the Greco-Roman knuckle lock, driving the knee to the back of the head of Strong. Near fall there by the champ. Sinclair right there with the count. Strong able to get the shoulder up. Danielson to his feet, trying to power Strong down. Hip up though. Strong with a waist lock. Danielson trying to struggle his way out. Both hands on the wrist, goes to the corner. Should get a break here. Danielson in the ropes.
And took the shot. He saw the opening and drove the elbow into the side of the head of Roderick Strong. Snap there. Out of the corner comes Danielson and drives the knee right into the side of the face.
Same side of the face that he connected with the elbow lot of height on that knee drop from the champion. Handful of hair now. Picks the challenger back up, snapmares him over. Drives the point of the boot right to the small of the back. Sets Strong one more time. Into the corner he goes. Another knee drop right to the side of the head.
Danielson very focused here tonight. He knows what Roderick Strong brings to the table. Again, trying to force the shoulders down to the canvas. But Roderick powering his way out of this position. Fighting to maintain control here. Crosses the arms, Japanese stranglehold. Making it hard for Roderick Strong to breathe from this position. Basically choking him out with his own arms. Up to a standing position he goes. Danielson now forcing him down to his knees.
Smart move on the part of Strong to do that. Alleviates so much of the pressure. Danielson seems to have something up his sleeve right here, figuratively speaking. Smile on his face. Not on Strong's though, as he's getting wrenched. Both knees right there to the small of the back.
Snapping back with it, still with the hold applied, doing damage to the back of Roderick Strong while putting even more pressure on the hold itself. But Roderick turns it around.
Strong going through the legs of Danielson, reversing the hold. Danielson back to his feet. Back heel trip by Strong.
Trying to do the same thing to Danielson.
Champion down on his knees, Strong behind him.
See if Roderick can pull it off.
Get in position, and he does.
Stretching the back of Danielson down across those knees. You notice Danielson has his legs free from this position and uses those legs to free himself and reverse the hold once again.
Back in control is Danielson. Todd Sinclair right there checking on Strong.
Strong getting back to his feet himself. Still in the Japanese stranglehold. Forcing Danielson into the corner. So he must break the hold.
We haven't had a clean break yet in this matchup, and I don't think we're going to get one now.
Tosses Danielson down. Another chop from Roderick. And again, this is the first time that we're seeing Roderick connect with a series of chops in succession. Every time to this point, Danielson has gotten out of the path of subsequent chops that Roderick would go for. And now he's trying to tie up the legs once again, down on the canvas.
Quick double leg, and now locks in the STF.
Can't quite keep it.
No.
Trying to slap it on. Changes it up, looking for a bow and arrow.
Strong trying to fight him.
We're just over 15 minutes into this match, and we're past midnight here in Chicago. You have to keep an eye on the 60-minute time limit with Bryan Danielson. He's been known to wrestle for long periods of time, but how long can Roderick withstand the pressure of this painful maneuver right here?
Oh, and arrow. Roderick able to maneuver his weight into a position that made it difficult for Danielson to hang on to the hold, and got to the ropes to break the hold, but not before the champ drove the knee right into the side of the face again of Roderick Strong.
Again, he has until 5, and he's got 60 minutes to play with. I mean, you'll remember that Bryan Danielson went 75 minutes against Austin Aries at Testing the Limit.
Again with Strong tied up in the ropes, ripping away at the face. You're right, the champ is no stranger to long matches.
And keep in mind, Roderick Strong, no stranger to long matches himself. Survival of the fittest. Went 47 minutes last time against Bryan Danielson in Chicago. Just tearing away at the face. Roderick still tied up in the ring ropes. Danielson comes charging with the drop kick right to the back.
Nowhere for Strong to go. Both feet planted right into the small of the back. The champ starting to assert himself here. Cover. Strong's foot in the ropes.
Bryan Danielson is now over 6 months as world champion and has had an incredible series of matches with victories over such men as Austin Aries, Steve Corino, Chris Sabin, AJ Styles, Alex Shelley, Christopher Daniels, Jimmy Ray, Naomichi Marufuji, among others. And all of those matches can be considered classics.
Chop to the chest by Danielson. You see the blood starting to flow from the chest of Bryan Danielson. Bolo uppercut in the corner, goes Strong, and another chop to the chest. Slap to the face, and the champ again starting to assert himself here on the challenger in the corner, just dictating the pace of this matchup.
Very pleased with how things are going. Drives the knees right into the throat region of Roderick Strong and the upper chest. Now kicking away.
Who slaps like a woman now?
Letting these fans hear it.
Look at your chest, Dragon. You're the one bleeding. Off the hair, come on.
European uppercut, but followed up with 2 chops from Roderick Strong. Back flip by Danielson, lands on his feet.
Off the ropes and runs into the leg lariat of Roderick Strong, who's starting to get a burst of energy here. As the champ across his back, spins him into a backbreaker. Lariat off the ropes, turns the champ inside out. Cover!
Oh, only 2. Danielson able to kick out. Roderick looking to follow up now.
Going right back to work on the champ, not letting him breathe for a minute. And again, he's trying to lock in the surfboard. Unable to do it on his first attempt, and this time he does. The champion elevated, shoulders down.
Double pin situation right there as both men's shoulders were down. On that very hold, you need to worry about your own shoulders being flush against the canvas.
Picks Danielson back up, sets him in the corner, fires away again at the chest. Danielson looking down, seeing the beat red chest with the blood flowing. Reversal though by the champion. Strong puts on the brakes. Danielson runs into a kick. Roderick springboards off the rope into a sunset flip.
Gets him over, only for 2. It's all about leverage and positioning right here. As back and forth, they exchange near falls, trying to use his body weight to sit down. That's how he beat Marufuji in his title defense against him.
Danielson there at the last moment, quickly shifting his weight onto the top of the chest of Strong, who was still able to kick out just in the nick of time. Back to his feet, side headlock by Danielson. Strong fires him off the ropes. Drops down, up and over goes the champ, and runs into another chop.
Once again, the chop of Roderick Strong is all it takes to bring Danielson down. He's able to kick out once again.
Back and forth these 2 go. Either man able to gain the advantage for more than a few moments at a time.
In a position, Danielson on the top turnbuckle. Possibly for a superplex. That's what he's looking for.
Come on, back it up.
Danielson trying to block it.
Come on.
And shoves Roderick Strong back inside the ring. Diving European uppercut.
Danielson, though, slow to cover here after the chops from Strong taking their toll. Instead, he's going to turn him over. And again, the champion now looks to lock in the surfboard.
Up the legs, trying to force those arms into position where he can cinch in the maneuver. Now rocking backward. Will the maneuver pay off for Danielson? Changes it up, grabs hold of the chin lock. Pressure put on the neck, the back as well as the legs. Demanding that Roderick tap, but he's not giving it up.
Get off the nose. Knock it off. Come on, Roderick.
Still pulling back on the chin. Roderick, though, hanging tough as the fans are trying to rally behind Roderick Strong.
Again, back to the nose. He's tearing away at the face. Whatever he can to wear the man down even more.
Screaming at him to tap, but Roderick won't give it up.
Shit.
Thrown to the canvas and makes his way to the ropes. Danielson now just stomping at him and now standing again on the face. There you see the cocky mean streak in the ROH World Champ.
This is nothing.
Just brushing off the chops that Roderick has been able to dish out thus far.
Backs him into the corner, has him up, elevated. Atomic drop from the champ.
Because the fans were calling him Bob Backlund. A lot of comparisons have been made, so the atomic drop. Stomping away on the chest.
And driving the boot into the small of the back. Todd Sinclair asking Danielson to back it up. Staying right on top of Strong here, though, picks him back up. Scooping a body slam in the center.
We're looking for the diving headbutt off the top rope. He's got Roderick down in the center of the ring. The dragon will fly. 1, 2. And he gets it.
Strong able to kick out at 2. Danielson getting a little frustrated with Todd Sinclair here. Roderick able to get the shoulder up.
Danielson in the driver's seat at this point in the match. Setting the pace as he likes to do. The rapid progression we've seen out of Roderick Strong over the course of the past year or so, just getting better and better with each outing. You know how much he wants to be the ROH World Champion.
Abdominal stretch applied now by Danielson.
Oh, it's tempting. He's very close to the ropes. And yes, he uses that top rope for extra leverage on the hold out of the line of sight of referee Todd Sinclair.
Todd Sinclair needs to check on Roderick Strong to see if he wants to give it up. Unable to see Danielson reaching back behind him to grab the top rope.
Asking if he wants to give it up, and again, Danielson reaching for that top rope and using it for leverage. These fans in Chicago showing their disapproval, just booing Bryan Danielson for his tactics.
Well, it's because they know how good of an athlete Bryan Danielson is and that he does not have to resort to these sort of tactics. If he wanted to go out there man on man, he may be, in fact, what he says he is, the very best wrestler in the world today. But for some reason, he chooses to do things like this, and the fans don't seem to respond too well to it. And finally, Todd Sinclair sees it, forces the break, and Roderick Strong counters with a hip toss. Off the ropes goes Strong and runs right back into another abdominal stretch.
On the other side of the ring now, as the abdominal stretch cinched in once again, and again very close to the ropes. Again, will he do it again? Reaching toward the ropes? No, chooses not to. See, Danielson can make the choice whether he wants to utilize those tactics or not. Rolls the shoulders down for another near fall.
Drives the shoulders down one more time for another 2 count. Strong able to get the left shoulder up.
Forcing Roderick to exert that energy to power his way out of that pinning predicament.
Picks him back up one more time. Butterflies the arms. Trying to go for that suplex. Exactly.
But Roderick holding his ground and blocking. Preventing himself from being taken over with the maneuver. Out encouraging Roderick Strong to fight his way out of this position.
Roderick trying to force Danielson back into the corner. He does just that. Sinclair again looking for a clean break. Strong backs away. And
Roderick gave him the clean break, and Danielson just responds with a forearm right to the jaw. Trying to be a sportsman, but you can't do that with Danielson. He'll take advantage of any opening he sees.
Driving both knees into the canvas. All of the weight of Bryan Danielson on top of the legs of Roderick Strong. And the champion now is just relentless in his assault.
For the first time, it looks like he might be going for cattle mutilation in this match. Roderick sees it coming, and he's trying to squirm his body toward the ropes. He cinches in cattle mutilation, but just as he does, Roderick's feet touch the bottom rope.
Good ring positioning on the part of Strong, knowing he was very close to the ropes.
Again, going to work on the arm and the wrist of Roderick Strong, bending it in unnatural ways. And again, he's very close to the ropes, though. Waits until 4.5 and does more damage to that wrist.
Snapping back on the shoulder as well. In the corner, comes out again, another knee drop right to the face of Roderick Strong.
He's effectively utilized that maneuver several times thus far in this match. Continuing to wear down the challenger. But look at Roderick, able to bridge up, supporting all of Danielson's body weight.
Danielson still trying to force those hands down, stepping on them for leverage as he gains a different position, grabbing on the head of Strong, trying to force the shoulders down. Strong, though, able to get the shoulder up.
Very unique position right here from the champion.
Off the ropes, and another knee drop across the forehead.
If it works, stick with it. And it works for Danielson here tonight.
Roderick Strong has yet to come up with a counter for that maneuver. Scooping a slam by Danielson. He looks out disgustedly at the crowd here in Chicago.
Like I said, if it works, stick with it. He hit the diving headbutt earlier, and he's going for possibly another right here.
Danielson on top, taking his time here.
The best in the world. But took too much time.
Roderick able to roll out of the way, and Danielson hits nothing but canvas. But how much does Roderick have left in the tank at this point in the matchup?
Oh, he's without a doubt very worn down at the hands of the champion.
He has been punished for several minutes straight here. Can he capitalize on the mistake of the champ? Rolling cradle!
Holds onto the body. Oklahoma roll now. 2.5.
Quick near falls from the challenger. Back to the corner, avoids the elbow of Danielson. Charges in, catches the leg.
Leg cradle backbreaker, cover! Only 2. Backs him into the corner and chopping away at the chest. Repeatedly. Doing even more damage to the pectoral region of Bryan Danielson. Can he get the superplex this time?
Going all the way up, he's got the champ set.
All the way up top. Headset.
But that move took a little bit out of Strong as well. Slow to cover. 2.5.
Can't put him away. Roderick digging down for more energy to follow up here. Can he?
We are just past the 30-minute mark. We are halfway through this 1 hour time limit.
Going for the stronghold. That modified Boston Crab with the knee right into the back. Danielson trying to fight it off before Roderick can get it completely turned over. And there it is, the stronghold.
He's tapped out to this move before.
Is Danielson worn down enough to tap out to this hold?
Roderick does not have it completely cinched in, and Danielson able to crawl his way to the bottom rope and force the break. But look at the pained expression on the face of the champion as he rolls to the outside, trying to get away from Roderick Strong, who's looking to fly.
Connects with the forearm, diving off the apron to the floor. Yeah, we've seen, I believe, 2 backbreakers thus far from Roderick Strong during this matchup. And he was able to cinch in the stronghold in the center of the ring, but Danielson was able to crawl toward the ropes. He didn't have the back softened up enough yet during this match to go for that maneuver and get the submission.
Strong pitched the champ back in, but he quickly popped to his feet and caught Roderick as he made his way in the ring himself. Hard forearm shot right in the ear. Staggers Strong. German with a bridge.
Only 2 holding on to the waist lock, though.
Both men back to their feet. Another German here by the champ. Hangs on again. Look at the dazed look on the face of Roderick Strong as he gets dumped on the back of his head. Not once, but twice, now 3.
Only 2. Danielson not releasing hold of the body, looking to change it up, going for the cross-face chicken wing.
That's the move he won the title with.
He defeated James Gibson at Glory by Honor 4 with this very hold. Will he retain the title with it tonight? Roderick reaches the bottom row. We've talked about the 60-minute mark, but at this rate, this thing has to end soon. Both of these athletes have taken a lot of punishment. Look at the chest of the champion.
Roderick struggling just to get picked up to his feet. Belly to back, but Roderick lands on his feet. Waistlock. As the O'Connor roll, but the champ hangs on to the top. Sends him to the ropes, and Roderick gets crotched, and the knee gets caught on that second rope.
And Danielson realized possible knee injury, focus on that, capitalize on that, do damage to that limb.
Oh, he's gone right to the knee immediately. You saw as soon as Roderick grabbed that, it's almost like a light bulb went off in the head of the champ, and he switched up his tactics and went right back to the leg of Roderick Strong.
Oh, look at him just raking the forearm across the face of Roderick Strong repeatedly. He saw that he was close to the ropes, that forces the break. Danielson pulls him to the center.
Forced the break, but did not force the champ to let go of the ankle. Hanging on to that leg still. and again drives the right knee of Roderick Strong hard into the canvas. The second time tonight, he's utilized that maneuver as well.
Tying up the leg.
Obviously, the champ trying to weaken the legs of Roderick Strong. If the knees are in bad shape, he's not going to be able to pick up the champ for any of those backbreakers. Bridge there, only able to get a near fall. Somehow Roderick hanging in there.
Using the bridge to force even more pressure on the hold, and the pain of the maneuver forcing the shoulders of the challenger down to the canvas.
It's a seated Indian deathlock here. Using that far leg to push against the knee for more pressure.
And again, the pain of the hold, forcing the shoulders down.
Roderick has to be careful not to pass out from the pain here. Lose sight of your shoulders being down to the canvas.
Danielson still with the legs tied up. Taking the time to pose for the fans of Chicago. Crowd getting behind Roderick to hang in there again. Dragging Bridges back to apply more pressure to the hold. Todd Sinclair right in there. And again, the shoulders of Strong down against the canvas.
Roderick was still with the presence of mind to get his shoulder up after one, but look at the pain on his face.
Trying desperately to stay in this match. Oh, and slaps repeatedly from Danielson across the face.
Trying to drive the shoulders down after just punishing Roderick Strong with those slaps.
Getting a little frustrated that the hold won't do it, and now he's really tying him up into a pretzel here. He's got both arms trapped, the legs still tied up, twisting back on the fingers and the wrist.
Roderick's in a bad, bad way here. He is right in the middle of the ring, and he is tied up in about a knot.
Seeing right here with this one hold, just why Danielson is so dangerous.
Roderick, though, able to roll towards the ropes. Danielson claiming that he's all tied up while he has the leg across the throat of Roderick Strong.
He had his opponent all tied up.
Let's go, Roderick!
Pulling him away from the ropes and back into the center.
Spinning toe hold here by Danielson. Staying right on that already injured knee of Roderick Strong. Roderick kicking away, able to free himself right back to his feet. Go behind, gut wrench, into a backbreaker, but across the knee that's already injured.
Did damage to the champion, but did damage to his own body part that has been the subject of Bryan Danielson's focus for the past few minutes. Double count administered by Todd Sinclair. Both of these men really feeling the effects of this matchup. The title on the line.
Roderick trying to shake some feeling back into that right leg as he struggles just to make it up to his knees. The champion to his feet first.
Roderick back up as well. Goes right back to work on the leg. Another spinning toe hold. Looking for the figure four leg lock. And he's got it right in the middle.
Another submission move, applying tremendous pressure to the knees of Roderick Strong. Shoulders down.
Danielson snapping his own body back against the canvas to apply even more pressure to the hold. More damage to that knee.
Another 2 count.
Roderick trying to reach toward the ropes. You can hear the expression of pain as he reaches, tries to inch toward the ropes. He must force a break.
Finally able to just drag the champion to the ropes with him while their legs still intertwined in the hold. Danielson, though, right back to his feet. That right leg of Strong is in a bad, bad way right now.
Danielson now, full Nelson, looking for the dragon suplex. Countered into a roll-up. Only 2. Drop kicks that knee. As soon as he saw that Roderick was back to his feet, Danielson focused on that body part, went right back to it.
Fans again trying to get Roderick Strong into this matchup. Danielson,
known for that belly-to-back superplex. Could be looking for it right now, but Roderick trying to elbow his way out of this position. Back chop from the champ. More elbows from Roderick Strong. Another back chop, more elbows. Finally, the champion tumbles.
Roderick going up top, the champion to his feet. Drop kick from the champion connects right with the face of Roderick Strong as he comes off the top.
Drop kicks him out of midair.
Drags him right back to the center of the ring.
As both legs of the challenger turning him over for a Boston Crab of his own.
Look how deep Danielson sits down.
Tearing away at that knee.
Tremendous pressure on the small of the back as well as the knees and ankles of Roderick Strong right in the center of the ring. Todd Sinclair right there, but Roderick Strong will not give it up.
Of course, Roderick Strong known for utilizing the modified Boston Crab, going after the arms. Now he's, what? He's going for cattle mutilation. Well, if Danielson is going to utilize Roderick's own hold, or a modified version of it, he's going to use the very same trick against Danielson and go for cattle mutilation.
Listen to this crowd here. We're closing in past 12:30 as Dragon pitches him to the floor. And listen to the energy this crowd still has after over 4.5 hours of wrestling action.
These are the fans who came to see wrestling this weekend in Chicago. And you hear some of the fans shutting up some wise asses that were making cracks during this matchup. I love how the ROH fans police themselves. Oh, suplex to the floor.
Bryan Danielson crashing on the floor. Roderick Strong collapsing on the ring apron. That knee still giving him all sorts of trouble.
I'm sure those wise asses that were just chanted down are the same ones that'll enjoy John Cena's match on Sunday. Chop across the chest.
Roderick Strong firing away with chops to the chest of Bryan Danielson. And again.
Relentlessly chopping away. Danielson's lip busted open.
Right hand and a chop from the challengers. He's stalking the champ on the outside, trying to escape.
Well, you hear just how hard Roderick Strong's chop against a human chest can be, and then you hear it connect with the steel ring post.
Solid steel, 4 inches around, and Roderick Strong hit it with all 215 of his pounds. Every ounce of energy in his body was in that chop, and he just bounced it off the steel ring post. He may have broken his hand right here, and Bryan Danielson, the consummate pro, is going right after it.
Saw the possible injury to the knee earlier in the match, focused on that limb. Now he sees maybe a broken hand, maybe a broken wrist in Roderick Strong, and he's going to work on that.
See the look on Danielson's face. He knows that may have been the move that turned the tide in this matchup completely in his favor. It has to completely neutralize one of the biggest parts of the offensive onslaught that Roderick Strong brings to a matchup. He uses that chop to set up almost every single move in his repertoire, and without that hand able to utilize the strength in it to execute a chop, that takes a big part of the offense away from Roderick Strong.
Just taunting these fans as he stands on the arm and stomps away on the hand and the wrist of Roderick Strong to follow up.
Roderick grabbing at that hand, checking the tape. He is obviously concerned about the state of that hand. And again, Bryan Danielson standing on the hand, going right back to work, stomping on the hand and the fingers.
The champion is in the driver's seat. And he probably realizes he's taken away the chop of Roderick Strong, and it makes his job of retaining the championship tonight just that much easier. But Roderick isn't going to give up without a fight.
Come on, Roddy! Come on, Roderick! Tap out to a wrist lock!
Screaming at him to tap out to a wrist lock. Cinching it in.
Well, if he's got a broken wrist, he might have to tap out to a wrist lock.
Look at the angle of the wrist and the hand as Bryan Danielson cranks down. pushing on the elbow while he has the wrist bent at an angle that it is not supposed to be bent at. Look at the face of Roderick Strong. Look at the pain.
But he's not giving it up. Roderick Strong hanging in there, trying to maneuver his way, and he does, to grab hold of the bottom rope. But Danielson again stops away on the wrist. Danielson says, look at him. Yeah, I see a kid who's giving it all he's got, not giving it up, going after the world title, trying to achieve his dream here tonight. Danielson looking to follow up, trying to pull Roderick back up.
Chopping time.
Chopping time, he says, setting him up. Chop of his own, staggers Strong to the corner.
Yeah, Dragon can still chop.
Another hard knife edge chop for the champ and a kick to the chest, make it a pair.
Again, in a way, playing mind games with Roderick Strong. He knows that he can't chop, but he can do it himself, using his own trademark maneuver on him. The back heel kick does even more damage to the midsection of Roderick, making it hard for him to breathe.
Roderick hanging onto the ropes, trying to buy some time here, but Danielson staying right on him as he should. Picking him up in the corner, setting him up, slap to the face. Absolutely just disrespecting this kid with a series of slaps right to the face.
It's not necessarily doing much damage. It's not inching him toward victory. It's getting in the head of Roderick Strong. It's Danielson exerting his authority, dictating the pace of this match. Through the legs he goes.
A chop from the left side by Strong. He can't chop with the right hand. He's going to chop him down with the left.
Well, what do you know? He's ambidextrous. Forearm shot from Roderick. And Danielson, as soon as he realizes he might be in harm's way, out to the floor he goes, just like at the beginning of the match, but this time Roderick's following him.
Another left-handed chop from Strong after the forearm shot to the ear. Sets him up against the guardrail, forearm shots repeatedly from the challenger. The champ is staggered against the guardrail. Strong trying to get ahead of steam here. But he's sent over the top and out to the floor.
Roderick amongst these fans, laying on the concrete as Danielson, back inside the ring he goes.
Danielson trying to shake the cobwebs for a second there, stunned by those forearms. Somehow Strong back to his feet though.
Roddy trying to inch his way back toward the ring, still over the barricade.
Danielson in the ring, Roderick trying to climb his way over the guardrail.
Back toward the ring he comes. Baseball slide drop kick from Danielson.
Roderick ends up back in the first row one more time. The champ's still in the ring here.
He's not all just about mat wrestling. Danielson can take to the air as well. Danielson has injured Roderick Strong's knees to try to take away the backbreaker. He's neutralized the chop. Roderick still has not been defeated. Is this Strong's night? He will not go down.
Danielson up top.
Missile drop kick right to the mouth, and back to his feet he comes. You gotta wonder if Dragon's suicide dive was desperation, because nothing so far has defeated Roderick Strong.
Dragon, though, obviously with a second win. You see the nip up after that missile drop go at the top.
Suplex attempt. Roderick unable to roll him up this time. Kick to the back. Crucifix pin predicament. Elbows to the side of the head. Just like he defeated him last time in Chicago. And we're about 47 minutes into this match. Here tonight, he's going for the same move. Roderick elevates and drives the knees into the midsection.
But look at the pain on the face of Strong.
He drove his opponent over that bad knee to inflict the maneuver, to inflict the pain on Bryan Danielson. Roderick trying to follow up here.
The ropes he goes. Big boot to the face of the champ. One more time off the ropes, and a second kick right to the face. Roderick though with a second win. Gibson driver. This is it.
Somehow, Danielson kicking out. Both men truly feeling the effects of this match.
Crowd is urging Roderick Strong to get to his feet. They can feel a title change here tonight. He's just moments away.
Roderick trying to follow up. Half Nelson backbreaker. Over that knee.
He pops right back up and hangs on, and a second one on that already injured knee. But Roderick is tenacious. He will not let go. Torture rack. Backbreaker. But again, he cannot follow up. Across the bad knee, slow to cover.
Somehow Dragon kicking out. Going for the stronghold once again. Can he turn him over? Danielson trying to fight it off.
He's got to drive that knee to the small of his back to turn him.
Earlier in the match, he was unable to keep the hold because he hadn't worked over the back of Danielson quite enough.
He's having trouble turning him. It's got to be because he does not have the strength in that right leg to turn him over here. The knee's been damaged so much by the offensive onslaught of Bryan Danielson, he can't get him all the way over.
Reaching toward the ropes is Dragon.
Strong though, hanging on for dear life. Danielson reaching for the ropes and he makes it. Roderick grabbing at that knee immediately as he hit the canvas though.
To maintain his balance on the stronghold and to keep that knee into the back of his opponent, Roderick Strong needs two good knees. He does not have them tonight, so he's thinking about a different option right here as he climbs up top. What could he be going for? Oh, Dragon back to his feet. Has Roderick hung up in the corner and a kick right to the back.
Drives the boot right into the top of the shoulder blades. Could be looking for that belly to back superplex.
Maybe he can get it this time.
All the way to the top.
Roderick's so worn down. You got to admire the courage, the determination of the challenger here.
Danielson takes him off his feet. He's trying to go for it one more time. Strong trying to fight him, but he can't do it.
There it is. Cattle mutilation once again. Roderick trying to maneuver towards the ropes, but Danielson driving the knee into the side of the head. And once again.
Third time right to the forehead of Strong.
To the ropes yet again. Oh, it's amazing. Every time Danielson has tried to force a submission, Roderick has been able to work his way to the ropes.
Bryan Danielson's been cut open near the right side of his eye. The blood starting to flow from the eye of Bryan Danielson, and look at the look on his face.
The knee of Roderick Strong was too much. His legs gave out. Danielson able to roll him up 1, 2, 3 and retains the world title. It's just after 12:45 a.m., almost 5 hours. These fans have seen some great wrestling, and they're still on their feet. They're still ready for more. These two men battled for 56 minutes and are ready to give it their all. Tomorrow night, these fans will be back, the wrestlers will be back, and we'll see Lance Storm challenge Bryan Danielson for the ROH World Title.
Congratulations, Brian. You won another one. It was a tough one, though, wasn't it? Well, it's going to be nothing compared to tomorrow night. I didn't come out of retirement for nothing, Brian. I came out of retirement for that Ring of Honor World title. I've trained for 10 months for this one night, this one match. You better be ready, Brian, because you're getting Lance Storm at his best.
I've tracked down Colt Cabana. I've never seen him like this before. Let's see if we can get some comments, see what's going through his head right now. Cabana.
Homicide.
How are you feeling, man?
Just got in, homicide. Just got in.
You look like you're in bad shape.
Got in.
Cabana!